Matt, tell us about your character and how you immersed yourself in the parts.
My character's called Peter Hudders, full name. He is a frustrated school teacher, I think is the easiest way to... I think most school teachers probably are quite frustrated. And how did I immerse myself in it? Well, I called upon all my own frustrations and brought them all to the surface. There was quite a lot, that it turns out.
Do you think that there was an emphasis on the frustration or an emphasis on the school teacher?
Well, more the frustration, I think. Having never been a real school teacher, or even a fake one, apart from in the film. Then, I don't know why.
You conveyed it well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I didn't actually do much teaching in the film, which is just as well. I'll probably fail. So it was a really interesting sort of process that we went through. We had a lot of time actually in rehearsals and working on the character in the script, which was a real luxury actually to have. And as coming from more of a theatre background, that was really, really helpful because obviously you do that when you do a theatre show. You spend weeks rehearsing it and getting it right and going through the characters and bit by bit and really breaking everything down and really analysing the text. So we've got an opportunity to do that in this in the way that Jack worked on the film, and so that was really, really great for us actors, especially for me. This is the first sort of main feature role, main film role I've had, so it was a really nice way to ease myself into the whole sort of character process. And the biggest concern for me was, how do you keep the character consistent when you're shooting bits all over the place and out of time sequence and things like that. So we worked a lot on, how frustrated my character would be at various points in the film, and creating a kind of simple way to do that, and sort of breaking it down for me anyway. I think the key thing that we worked with Jack on, and what made Peter so frustrated, and we decided his character really just craves respect, and he never gets any respect from anybody throughout his entire life, and it's really come through in the film. Nobody in the film respects him. He's in a position where he should have respect, and nobody respects him. None of his friends respect him. None of his women in his life respect him. The whole world disrespects him, and it just really frustrates and annoys him, and that's kind of the core, I guess, of that character.
Yeah, and the good thing is, obviously that frustration's prevalent, but there's a good bit more depth to it. And I think the real strength of it, and it perhaps comes from those rehearsals, is the interplay, the chemistry that you guys have got as a quartet. And do you think that extra rehearsal time was one of the sort of pivotal elements behind that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we, were all cast, we didn't know each other at all, and yet here we are portraying, 4 of the best friends you'll ever have. So you kind of, you can go into, you can pretend to do that, you can sort of project your own friends on other people as much as possible, but it's never going to be a real bond. And I think we had the luxury of, a meeting beforehand just for a kind of get-together night out, which was a night in the field, really. It was a low-budget film, you could get around. And then we had this 2-week rehearsal block where we just, working and living together in this house in Batley, which is just outside Dewsbury. And we kind of really bonded, I think. I genuinely say that, I've made some, 4 great friends of you and Jack. Through that process, and I think that came through in the film. At least I hope it does.
I think it's tangible. As I say, Batley near Dewsbury, do you think immersing yourselves in the local area as well also helped? The fact that you were located up there, obviously the film sort of does jump about a bit in terms of location, but in terms of getting the essence of what the movie's title, what it's essentially about, do you think that was an important factor too?
I think it was really important in the fact that it took us away from any normal life that we were having living in London, or I was in Bristol at the time, and coming together somewhere different, somewhere alien. You've only got each other to rely on. I think that was really crucial, and that really helped build those bonds of friendship. It was, the fact that we could film everything that we needed to in the Dewsbury-Batley area was fantastic, because it meant that nothing was far away to go to, so we could film really quickly, get lots of different locations, lots of different scenes in a very short space of time. And it was really important, I think, to be there, to sort of help us, incubate us, really, in this sort of world that we created.
The one thing that comes across, just sort of looking at the interplay between you guys in a room doing the commentary and also on screen, is that there seemed to be, and I think it's tangible, especially being around you, there's an element of fun that must have been involved in this. So what was the funniest moment for you on set?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. We're all kind of good humoured people, and you have to bring humour to it, especially for a comedy. There's no point being deadly serious. And you get comedy through having fun and through planning around and being relaxed. So what was the funniest moment? Well, there's one moment where I very much lost my temper, genuinely, not just in the film, which scared I think David quite a lot at the time. We were filming this scene in a barn, and it was very late at night. This is coming on to like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's an outside sort of barn space. Everyone's tired and cold, freezing cold. We're covered in dust and muck from the floor. There's enormous time pressure to get all this shot done, and there's shooting this one scene, lots of dialogue, and a lot of David having to say a lot of words very quickly, very angrily, and he kept drying at one point, and it was just like everyone, the tension in the room was really really sort of heightened. And I just lost it with him. I just, finish your fucking lines! I mean, I guess it wasn't that funny at the time, but we look back on it with such sort of good humour, because it was such a difficult time with the film that it was like a kind of fun. In retrospect, a really nice kind of moment.
I'm quite interested about what you said about having made great friends through this process. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you've acted with a lot of people and done things like that, but this is Jack's first feature film. Do you think he's achieved something fairly special in managing to engender that between the four of you?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think so. I think definitely. The way that he has approached the project, and the way that he got us on board so early, and the way that he approached me to take on the role, very personable, very kind of one-to-one sort of, really making you feel part of this wider project, and the kind of enthusiasm that he's brought to it, as such a kind of young, go-getting kind of kid as he was. He was only 19, 20 when this process started, and to have, frankly, the balls to do what he's done in creating a film and taking it so far to the point where you're interviewing me about it for extra material because it's going to be released somewhere is incredible. And yeah, I mean, I've forgotten the question now, but yeah.
No.
The answer is yes.
It's quite special, essentially. How proud are you of this movie?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I've not got much to compare it to, but I think I know I'm really proud. I am. It's a genuinely nice, beautifully shot film. I think first and foremost, it looks great, and then we've got 4, at least 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 fantastic performances in it from different actors and spread throughout from us guys to everybody else who was involved, who has all the scenes. And as a pack, and it's got funny, it's got a heart. I think it ticks a lot of boxes from what you want from a film, and certainly, I'm really proud. I think I think it's quite a lovely film.
I think the bit for me was it was funny throughout, but when you actually get into Dewsbury and get into the house, it hits you in the gut. And there's that feeling you get, the lead in your stomach, and I think that was the part where I thought that was a really good piece of work. It's really powerful. So I've actually just preempted what I'm about to ask you to do, which is, in a sentence, tell us why people should go and see Destination Dewsbury.
People should go and see Destination Dewsbury if they love a good film, like a proper film with a great story, good performances, that looks amazing, and has a real heart to it and a real charm. And if you like a good film, there's no reason why you're not going to like this.
Matt, thank you very much, Brett.
Thank you.